Zack Snyder has been out of the directing scene since his fallout with Warner Brothers and DC Studios. But now that James Gunn has taken his old job, it's time for Zack Snyder to get back into the director's chair. And he is not waiting long for his next opportunity. Snyder is stepping up to helm the long-awaited Rebel Moon film adaptation. But it is not just going to be a single film. In fact, Snyder is going to be bringing this project to life in 2 films. In today's video, we're going to be going over his vision for the Rebel Moon adaptation and why he feels like he needs 2 films to get this right. Stick around because you don't want to miss a second of today's video. For those of you who are unaware, Snyder's passion project was once a Star Wars spin-off script that Snyder pitched to George Lucas himself.
In a system far from here, the New Republic lies to the galaxy. All remaining systems will remember this as the last day of the Republic.
But then George decided to sell the rights to LucasArts to Disney, and it appeared as though this film was going to be found dead in the water. But now Netflix has shown interest in this idea, and are ready to supply Zack Snyder with whatever he needs to get the project off the ground, and with good reason. This film was meant to be part of the most grand galaxy ever created, meaning that the scale and size of this film are going to be off the charts. With Disney and HBO cornering the market on series and films of this nature, Netflix wanted to ensure that they didn't miss out on an opportunity like this. And who better to direct a film such as this one? If you have ever seen a Zack Snyder epic, you know that his films are long and filled to the brim with action and drama, so much so that he often ends up making a bit of a messy yet interesting film. Snyder has never been known to do small-scale projects.
I'm excited for fans to get to see this giant 4-hour movie that's completely singular to their investment. If you followed the first 2 movies, this movie really kind of takes you into a completely immersive scope and scale.
And this will be no exception. In fact, what was originally supposed to be a single film is being split into 2, as directed by Netflix. If Snyder had his way, he would most likely be making one 4.5-hour film and calling it a good day. But of course, Netflix knows that that is exactly what the fans don't want. In today's cinema, people want to be entertained with a clear but gripping narrative that takes up no more than 2.5 hours of their time. And that is what Netflix is forcing Snyder to do in this case. Snyder refused to make the entry any shorter, as he wanted to ensure that the whole story of Rebel Moon was told. So the compromise? Make it 2 films. Snyder seemed to have no issue with the proposed compromise, as he has worked with Netflix before. He worked on Army of the Dead for Netflix a few years ago, and it is a perfect example of the type of film that Snyder likes to make, and maybe what we can expect from Rebel Moon. Well, maybe not the terrible parts of it, but the long and gorgeous looking epic. Snyder is well known for making movies that, at their simplest, are divisive. For example, one of his most famous works, Man of Steel, divided fans of Superman. Some love the dramatic and broken Superman that closer resembled a human, while others saw this film as nothing more than destruction. Netflix has yet to reveal any other information on the Rebel Moon adaptation, other than the fact that there will be 2 films in the series. Netflix has already greenlit the second film, despite the fact that the first one hasn't even released a trailer as of this recording. Netflix is sort of hitching its future to this franchise, as it is attempting to create an empire of connected universes on its streaming platform. Why? Well, Disney Plus has the entire Star Wars saga and the entire MCU catalog, and HBO Max has Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and The Last of Us. With Ozark wrapped up and Stranger Things only having 1 season left, Netflix is going to need a new franchise to hang its hat on. Initially, that franchise was going to be The Witcher, but now that Henry Cavill is out as Geralt, the franchise has taken a serious blow in popularity and may not be the flagship it once was. Now Netflix is hoping that these 2 Rebel Moon films can be the start of something big, and they're hoping that Zack Snyder is the man able to realize the full potential of this franchise. While this could be the next Star Wars or the next MCU, this could also be the next DCEU, which Snyder was previously in charge of, and we all know how well that went down. One of the next films in the newly named DCU, The Flash, is set to reset the universe, making all of Zack Snyder's previous work in the DC universe null and void.
Have 2 animated series at Netflix, and they're both, it's super fun to do animation, time consuming, but rewarding.
So, is this the man that Netflix should be hitching their wagon to? While it may seem risky, Netflix has a long history of failed projects, but it also has a history of massive successes that other studios saw no value in. Stranger Things, Squid Game, Arrested Development, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the list of originals/revivals really goes on and on, as this very well could be the next massive franchise that keeps streamers tuned into Netflix for the next decade or so. One thing that makes me confident in Zack Snyder is the fact that this time he only has his own ideas to go off of. There is no source material that he has to try and stay true to like he did with the DCEU.
Zack, he's got such an incredible brain for the visual. When you see him piecing this stuff together, it really does look incredible. And you see his concept stuff, you see him drawing his shots up, he has everything planned out in his head before we get there, and it's remarkable to be a part of, to see him weave this magic and set everything in such a way that it fits his vision perfectly.
In addition to that, at Netflix, he has so much freedom to do what he wants. There are no rating restrictions, and there really is nowhere he can't go with this project. If he wants to do spin-offs, continuations, prequels, TV shows, literally anything following the release of these first two films, he would be able to do it all with Netflix. So while his track record of connected universes is not ideal, he has never been in a better position to succeed with Netflix. This could be the next big thing, or it could be the next big flop from predictable flop machine Zack Snyder. Either way, I would not be surprised, but I am going to be keeping my eye on the development of this project, as this is not going to be something I want to miss. There is no timeline in which we can expect a release of the first film, but it has been outlined in Netflix's Films to Watch For in 2023 video, so the best we can give you is that it will be out in 2023. But make sure to stay locked onto the channel, as we have all of the latest information regarding the Rebel Moon project. That's all we have for you guys in today's video. Thanks for tuning in. Are you excited for the Rebel Moon films to hit Netflix? When do you think we're going to see them land on the streaming platform? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like the video? If you did, why not consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel? It's free to you, and it would go a long way for us. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you stay up to date with the channel. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's content, and we will see you all in the next video.